Dear students, now we're going to discuss about that what is the necessity of starters for three-phase induction motor and different types of starters used in three-phase induction motor. That topics only we're going to discuss now. First, what is the necessity of starter for induction motor, especially for three-phase induction motor? Okay, a rotor needs a high current. The stator windings draws a very high current from the supply. Initially, the drawing current can be 5 to 8 times as or excess compare the full load current of the motor. Okay. Um, Suppose the motor can capable to withstand the maximum rating of current is 20 ampere. But in these situations, the current will be flow in 80 ampere or 65 ampere or 95 ampere like that. Okay, this huge amount of current of starting of motor, definitely the motor winding can be damaged. This current can causes large voltage drop of the particular three-phase line. Sometimes the voltage spikes may affect the appliances. Other appliances also connected that same line. This is the necessity uh, to use the starter to limit this starting current. So we can able to avoid the damage of the motor as well as other adjoining equipment. Okay. In this purpose, a starter, define starter. First of all, we understand what is meant by starter. Okay, starter is a device that reduces initial high current of the motor. Okay, by reducing the supply voltage applied to the motor. Reduction is applied for very short duration. Once the motor accelerates, slip value decreases, hence a normal voltage, then we will apply it. Okay. The starting current protection, the motor starter also protect against overload, facing problem and low voltage protection. Suppose overload protection is necessary because motor draws more current during overload condition. Okay, it causes to produce excess heat in the winding. The extra heat reduces the motor life and may causes burning of winding and hence fire. All the starter devices are provided with some overheating protection element to limit the starting current during overload. Most of these devices work on timed overload concept in which overload current is allowed for a short time. That short time is very few seconds. Okay, and then stops the motor if the current exceeds the beyond the time. Okay, different starters available in three-phase induction motor. First we're going to discuss about the stator resistance starter. Okay, in the circuit diagram, the three-phase supply RYB is connected to the stator winding through the stator resistance starter. Okay, this that stator winding is connected to the starting resistance. In the starting resistance, two terminals are the run and start. Okay, when that stator winding is connected to the starting resistance, okay, the resistance will be in starting stage, the resistance is high value. The resistance is high value, so automatically the flow of current is minimum. Okay, and that minimum current to generate the flux, and then motor will be rotating. So the slip value will be changed automatically. If we are reducing the resistance, the current flow will be increasing. Okay, in order to apply reduced voltage to the stator of the induction motor, three resistors are added in series with each phase of the stator winding. This one is a starter winding. In each winding having separate resistance. So totally three resistance because three-phase induction motor. In series resistors are kept maximum position. So the voltage drop across the resistance are very high. The voltage will be reduced. So high amount of starting current also reduced. Okay, the motor starts running. The resistance are gradually cut off from the starter circuits. The entire resistance removed from the starter circuit. The rheostat in a run position. Then rated voltage gets applied to the starter. Motor runs with normal speed. The starter is simple in construction. Some advantages of this method is constructions is very simple. At the same, this starters also very cheap. It can be used for both start connections and delta connections type of starters. But here the limit the speed through the resistance, so large power losses will be occur. Also, whenever the power loss will be increasing, the starting torque of the motor reduces because here reduce the starting current through the reduce the dropped amount of voltage. So the voltage will be reduced in the stator winding. The starting torque also reduced. These are the some disadvantages. Okay. This method, what is the relationship between starting torque and the full load torque? We know the power, mechanical power. How can we calculate the mechanical power? It is the product of torque and speed. Okay. It's both are directly proportional to the power. The torque is directly proportional to the power, but the power is depend upon uh, copper losses because copper losses. How can we calculate copper losses? Is I squared R. This one is a three phase, so 3 I squared R. Okay. In these equations we can clearly say that the current will be is directly proportional of torque. Next one is a auto transformer starter. In this auto transformer starters consist of one three-phase star connected auto transformer changeover switch. Okay, in the three-phase supply is connected through the starter winding through the star connected auto transformer and changeover switch. Okay, three-phase star connected auto transformer can be used to reduce the applied voltage of the starter. Okay, this starter is called auto transformer starter. It consists of suitable changeover switch. When the switch is in the start position, the stator winding is supplied with reduced voltage. This can be controlled by tapping provided by the auto transformer. The reduction in applied voltages by the fractional percentage of tappings X. Okay. Normally, when the motor gathers 80% of normal speed, the changeover switch is thrown into run position because the diagram itself we can clearly indicate start position and run position that is connected to the changeover switch. Initial stage, this three-phase supply is connected in the start conditions. When the motor reach 80% of rated speed through the changeover switches, the three-phase supply is connected to the run position. Okay, due to this rated voltage gets applied to the stator winding, the motor starts rotating with normal speed. Okay, changing of the switches is done automatically by using relay. The power losses is much less in the type of starting because in our previous method stator resistance starter power losses is very high. Okay, but in this auto transformer starter power losses is very low, but this method is more expensive compared stator resistant starter. Here the current rating of motor is uh, X, that means the X into ISC. ISC is nothing but starting motor current. Then here the X is indicate as fractional percentage of tappings. Okay, if you are changing the tappings, the starting current of the motor will be varying. Okay, this is the auto transformer starter. The next one is a star delta starter. This method is most commonly used to reduce the voltage of three-phase induction motor because In this method, induction motor is connected in star during the starting and delta while running the rated speed. That kind of starter is a star delta starter. These starters are designed to run on delta connected starter of an induction motor. Okay. First of all, this starter is used for TPDT. TPDT is nothing but it is a triple pole double throw switch and it's connected the starter winding in star during the starting condition. Due to this star connection, the applied voltage of the motor is reduced by the factor 1 divided by root 3. This reduced amount of voltage results less current through the motor. This is the circuit diagram of star delta starter. This three-phase supply is connected to the star connection in starting condition through the TPDT switches. Okay, then the motor gather the 80 percentage of rated speed. Automatically, the DP switches is changed through run mode. So at the conditions, the starter to deliver the delta. Okay, the motor picks up the speed. TPST switches through manually in the winding is now contained in the delta across the supply. Okay, this method also very cheap and maintenance free compare any other kind of starter methods. Okay, this is suitable only for delta connected motors, not suitable for star connected motors. Okay, here the starting voltage is reduced 1 by root 3 times. The starting voltage is directly proportional to the starting current. Okay, because in stator resistance starter itself we can clearly explain the starting voltage is directly proportional to starting torque in three-phase induction motor. So the starting torque also reduced 1 by 3 times of starting torque obtained the direct switch. Okay.